Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to talk about the new movie Prey. Prey is the newest addition to the Predator franchise and it was released on Hulu about a week ago. As you can see, I'm a fan of the original. This movie is directed by Dan Trachtenberg, whose most notable film is 10 Cloverfield Lane. So while I was tempering my expectations, I wanted to check this one out. The synopsis is as follows. A skilled Comanche warrior protects her tribe from a highly evolved alien predator that hunts humans for sport, fighting against wilderness, dangerous colonizers, and this mysterious creature to keep her people safe. So without further ado, let's get into the 6 things that make a movie great. 1. The plot. The synopsis for this movie is completely misleading. What this movie is really about is a girl named Naru. We get to see what a day in the life of her Comanche tribe looks like for her, and it basically consists of her going out and collecting plants and herbs, while the men in the tribe go out hunting. She makes it known that she wants to be a hunter, which is pretty countercultural for the Comanche tribe. So when a member of the tribe is taken away by a lion, she decides to join her brother and the rest of the Comanche warriors to go hunt this lion. That's when things go terribly wrong. The predator starts doing some serious damage and they find that instead of being the ones that are hunting, they are being hunted. I must admit, when I saw the commercial for this, I was worried. When I saw people's commentary on the trailer, I was worried. But after watching the movie, I think that there's a lot of misconception about what this movie is actually about. One thing to point out is that what the synopsis calls colonizers are just French trappers. They do not play a big part in this movie except for trying to capture the predator. And I gotta admit, it's one of my favorite parts of the movie. I like that the plot was simple, as it usually is in Predator movies, but there seemed to be more meaning behind what was going on than your typical Predator movies that are pretty much, here's the predator, we're all gonna try to kill it, everyone's gonna die, and then eventually someone might overpower the predator. There was meaning and purpose behind everything in this movie, and that's why I liked it more than a lot of the other Predator movies I've seen. And I'd say that for 3/4 of the movie, the plot was awesome, but the last fourth of the movie, there were some really convenient ex machinas that happened that allowed the plot to come full loop. And it's sad because the ending of this movie is its weakest point. So for the most part, the plot was awesome, but the ending was weak, so I have to give plot a 50-50. 2 is family friendliness. Compared to other Predator movies, this movie is tame. And that may make some people happy and others not happy at all. But I find myself somewhere in the middle. The only reason why this movie is rated R is because of the blood and gore. There's no profanity. None. There's no sexuality, there's no coarse jokes. So while none of those things are in this movie, there are some pretty intense action sequences. And by intense, I mean very bloody and gory and savage. So they're not for the faint of heart if you can't stand blood and gore, but if you can, there's nothing else in this movie that you need to worry about. This is one of those rare situations that I find myself saying that an R-rated movie gets 50-50 as far as family friendliness goes. 3 is acting and script. Though I had not heard of many of these actors or actresses, I was very impressed. Amber Mid-Thunder plays Naru, and I thought her performance was excellent. There wasn't a single moment where she felt out of character, and I wholeheartedly believed her performance. I also liked the performance of Dakota Beavers, who plays Naru's brother, but Amber's performance was by far what stole the show. I thought the script for the most part was pretty good. There were only a couple pretty cheesy lines, but the issue I had is that they were at crucial parts in the movie, which was a bit of a bummer, but it didn't ruin the movie, so I have to give acting and script a thumbs up. 4 is character development. Really the only characters that you get any character development with are Naru and Tabe, her brother. You get to see that Naru can't just be all these things that she's wanting to be, that it takes hard work and commitment and learning from mistakes. I also really liked her relationship with her brother. The interactions between them were funny, they were heartfelt, and they were realistic. And one of the things that I really liked is that when there were disputes or disagreements between Naru having to prove herself to the men of the tribe, when push came to shove and there were some serious things going down, they immediately listened to each other and operated as a unit. They knew what their duty was and they did it. Regardless of their opinions about one another, they just went into game mode. And I really liked that element of this movie. The only issue that I had with character development is that it seemed that some of the things learned about the Predator were a bit too convenient, in my opinion. It didn't seem very realistic, because you have to remember this movie takes place 300 years ago I'm not going to do that math. So when they come across the technology that the Predator is using and they're able to look at it and kind of figure it out, that's not very realistic to me because they've never seen this kind of technology before. So for Naru to come to the conclusions that she does and figure out certain things, I just didn't really buy it. But other than that, the character development was great. So I have to give character development a thumbs up. 5 is visuals and CGI. There is some creature CGI in this movie. Most of the animals are CGI, and while it's not terrible, it's not great either. In fact, I'd say it's just good enough to not take away from the film in a huge way. As far as the visuals go, holy crap. First of all, there are some great panning images that I really enjoy and that are just beautiful shots, you know, that's great, whatever. The part that I like is the freaking Predator, dude. The fight scenes involving the Predator or involving Naru are freaking amazing. There are little subtleties involving different things in the movie, whether it be the Predator or whether it be Naru, that most directors don't think about. And they incorporated those things in this movie, in the visuals, in the fight scenes, in the action sequences, and it was beautiful. At least 2 of the fight scenes are one shot as well, so it follows a character and doesn't do a bunch of jump cuts, and those scenes were awesome. So visuals and CGI get a huge thumbs up. And 6 is rewatchability. This movie is an hour and 40 minutes long and is classified as an action/drama. Part of the lack of rewatchability with the other movies is that they are so chock full of profanity, blood and gore, sexual innuendos, etc., etc. But this movie decided to say, hey, we're going to cut all of that. We're just going to focus on the Predator and the story. And it worked. Barring the original, because it's a classic, I'd say that this probably was my favorite Predator movie that I've seen made so far. Was it perfect? No. But was it rewatchable? Definitely. So rewatchability gets a thumbs up. With all those areas considered, I have to give Prey a 7.5 out of 10. This movie wasn't perfect. There were a couple lines at crucial moments that were a bit cheesy, and the ending of the movie was a bit anticlimactic and was definitely its weakest point. But this movie had a pretty awesome story behind it. It had reasons why different things were going on, the fight scenes were incredible, and it definitely had the most heart out of any of the Predator movies that have been made so far. So if you can stand a bit of blood and gore, I would definitely recommend watching Prey, available on Hulu. Thank you so much for watching. If you've seen Prey, please let me know what you thought about it in the comments below. As always, I appreciate your love and support, and I'll catch you guys and gals in the next one.